Simply put, trees matter, and they do the work that we need them to do. Without them, there's absolutely no path to reaching our 2030 Paris climate targets or achieving net zero emissions by 2050, which is why the Government of Canada is committed to plant 2 billion new trees over the next 10 years, a 40% increase in the number of trees we typically plant over that same decade, and that will include a federal investment of more than $3.2 billion. We're partnering with provinces and territories, with non-governmental organizations, with Indigenous communities, municipalities, and others like Conservation Halton. As you can tell, I'm excited and a little bit emotional about this one. I've been waiting a long time and really pushing Natural Resources Canada for this one because I think it's one of the most significant our region has received over the last 2 years. But our government is proud to support today's effort with a federal investment of $190,403, which will help Conservation Halton plant 50,000 trees. These trees will support planned restoration projects in ecosystems such as wetlands, creeks, former quarries, former farmlands, forested areas, and indeed the area that we're standing on today. It'll provide increased regional biodiversity, resilient communities, and it'll also create more green jobs.
Overall for this funding, we started in April and will end in November. So that's the timeline where the 50,000 trees will go in. They will go in a variety of locations, public land, private land, and by public land, some lands owned by Conservation Halton and a lot of lands owned by our municipal partners as well, or the municipalities within our watershed. We're in the middle of one of the fastest growing cities in the country. We are a stone's throw away from the 401. Maybe an Olympian stone throw away, but we're pretty close. And we're in a location that speaks for itself in terms of the multiple values of trees and forests. Other than the ecological benefits, carbon sequestration, this is a great reminder of the other benefits, the texture it adds to the community, the feeling it espouses in our visitors who come here, and they come here on this site by the hundreds of thousands in any given year with their families to ride their bikes, to get exercise, to connect with nature. And an organization such as Conservation Halton looks at the multiple benefits, looks at true sustainability, looks at the community value that its programs adds, and forestation for us is connected to all of those things. It's about community engagement. It's about creating spaces that can be used, not spaces that you need to keep people out of. And that makes our job very interesting. It's one that we embrace.
One of the things that our communities are known for, Milton, Burlington, Oakville, Halton Hills, is the fact that we are urbanized environments, but with tremendous access to nature. And today's announcement is going towards 30 million trees that are going to be in the ground this year in Canada, which is really, really exciting, which is going to lead to the creation of 4,300 new jobs, but also set us on the path that we have towards fighting climate change, protecting our biodiversity, and also protecting 30% of Canada's land and water resources by 2030.